Now the 8 News Now investigators looking into a controversial Nevada gun control bill. It is known as the Red Flag Law. That law allows for family members in close relations to petition the court to have their loved ones' weapons taken away just by applying.
But as 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne explains, almost no one is using it, and it seems to be having very little impact on the region's murder and suicide numbers.
Come here! Give me your hand!
Police body cam video from September of 2021. Metro Police chasing and cornering an armed gunman and eventually shooting him to death.
Me and Bay, just waiting to know if we have to go help out the government tonight.
The suspect, Trent Leach, all over TikTok with videos of himself and his handgun. A believer in gun rights, to say the least.
Mr. Leach's reckless and dangerous actions not only endangered the lives of the officers, but the lives of citizens who live in the neighborhood.
Las Vegas Metro held their standard press conference and called it case closed.
So breaking here at 5 o'clock, a man telling police to shoot him before opening fire at officers.
But the 8 News investigators stayed on the story and uncovered documents that show Trent Leach never should have had a gun. Buried in the 63-page report on his shooting is Las Vegas Metro's admission that they'd tried to take Leach's guns away 2 months before and again 1 month before he got killed. One of only 17 red flag law applications filed in Clark County, population 2.2 million. Since the law passed in 2019, the law allows people to get a court order to take away a dangerous person's firearms.
I would note that these
You've heard
are
nothing
not
on the red flag issue at all.
Senator, point of order.
A single time.
The 2019 state Senate meeting got a little testy because the red flag law was added as a last-minute amendment to the gun bill introduced by Democratic State Senator Sandra Jauregui.
You have all heard my very personal story and why this issue is so important to me.
Jauregui was at the mass shooting on 1 October, and her gun bill was, in part, a response to that, with the promise that the high number of gun homicides and suicides in Nevada would drop.
I'm here because I believe this policy can save lives.
But the policy may not, in fact, be saving lives. There were 69 gunshot homicides the year the bill passed in 2019, but by 2021 it skyrocketed to 118, and suicides by gunshot 223 in 2019, and 280 last year.
They have not made it easy to use it at all.
Jared Dowhauer is a nurse practitioner at Human Behavioral Institute in the West Valley. He used the red flag law once to try and take a patient's guns away, and the court denied his application.
It should have gone through. It seemed like a clear reason for temporarily taking a gun away from a person.
Dr. Dowhauer said he downloaded the red flag application form, but that there was little to no instruction on how to fill it out or what to do with it.
So he sent his employee here to the Regional Justice Center, where his employee waited in line for an hour and a half and never got waited on. And in the end, the medical professionals dealing with a life or death emergency had to send their red flag application by U.S. mail.
I would like it to be effective, but it does not seem to be effective at this time.
Is the red flag law a flop?
Yes.
Republican State Senator Scott Hammond says the red flag law isn't working because it's underused and unconstitutional.
It has been several years now, and with little usage, I think it's because people don't trust it. Well, you don't want to mess around with people's due process rights. I mean, it's so American.
I think a lot of people who are opposed to this bill were worried that it was going to be overused.
Words of support for the red flag law from State Senator Dallas Harris, a Democrat who voted for the bill.
Part of the issue here is it's impossible to prove the negative.
Right.
We will absolutely never know how many lives have been saved from a temporary restriction on gun owners.
Gun owners who only face a $1,000 fine if they violate Nevada's red flag law. Kyle Payne, 8 News Now.
Now, when Governor Lombardo was running for office, he promised on his campaign website to do away with the red flag law and others like it, calling them, quote, antiquated. State Senator Harris, who Kyle featured in that story, says that will be nearly impossible to do with Democrats now in both the Assembly and the State Senate.